All right, Banshee Fever 750. We got a street bike powered Banshee, Yamaha Banshee powered by a ZX7R street bike engine, 4-cylinder. What I wanted to go over with you was the LED tail light I've got here. I bought this about a year ago, and anyways, a few months ago I was riding around, I was messing around, and I cracked the wheelie and I was dragging the back light. I was up pretty high, and I cracked the lens. Although the light still worked, I mean the turn signals and all the LEDs worked. Just the lens was going on there, and I couldn't find a replacement lens, and I didn't feel like getting crafty with it, so I just figured, you know what, they're cheap enough where I just ordered another one, and it actually went up a few bucks. I bought this one a couple years ago, and it worked flawless, other than the fact that I pulled a 12 o'clock wheelie and I was dragging it behind me. But it actually stayed in place, and it just cracked the lens, and it still worked. I was using it, going through puddles and mud and dirt and everything, and I've sprayed it off, and it still works. It's sealed up in there pretty good. But anyways, what I did was I purchased another one. You can see it here, and like I said, they're cheap enough. They're not very, they're what are they, like 22 bucks or something like that. They actually went up a few bucks. But so what I did was, you order this offline, comes in a box, and this one's actually, it's not a universal setup. It's actually it's for a ZX7R. It's for a Ninja. So what I did was, when you get it in the box, you're gonna get this pigtail all wrapped up, and then you're gonna get two. Let's see. You'll get two other wires right here. You see them? I shortened them because I don't need them to be this long, because I want them to be serviceable. So I like them short like this. For my project, this works out good. But I cut them down, and the two yellow wires that come here, they're actually, the one on this side will be for this side of the lens, for the right side turn signal, and the one, if you took and centered it, the one on this side is actually going to be the left side, and that's how they have them set up. They're not marked left or right, so that's how they do it. When you get it in right side, left side, left side. So what I did, I shortened those up, and as you can see here, here's the old one. And what I like to do, and this is just a tip for anybody out there that's doing the same type of deal. Instead of putting two males and two females for the turn signals, what I do is I use one male bullet connector, and then on this side I actually used a, let me see if I can do this. Well, I'll show you on the new lens. See, I go a male and a female, and the reason why I do that is so that way, in the midst of the trail, if I'm in a trail and I've got to mess around with the wiring, or if I'm on, somewhere where it's dark out, low lighting conditions, I'm not going to mix them up. If you were to both of these male and the other side's female, well, guess what? It's easy to mix them up, and it's just an extra step that you're gonna have to worry about during the breakdown or while you're working your ATV or street bike or whatnot. So what I did was I did that. I did a male on one side, female on the other side, and you'll never mix them up. Left is left and right is right. So I want to show you that. If that'll help you out with your build or any projects you're working on, just a little tip that'll help you out. Oh, and on the other side of this, another tip I wanted to give you was, if you look at these, see if I can zoom in here. You see these connectors? I use the automotive style heat shrink type that oozes out a sealant. Once you heat it up, you can see the sealant coming out of the, not only will it shrink and tighten up around the wire so that way it doesn't pull off easily, but it also excretes a glue, and it'll seal up the whole area. You can see it on this one too. And those are the ones I like to use. The connectors, the buck connectors they have, or the bullet style connectors, they are actually outdoor and rated waterproof. You can see the glue. If you look really good, you'll see the glue in there. See it? See the sealant? And then also, on a side note, what you also want to use, dielectric grease. So I always use dielectric grease, especially for off-road conditions. It keeps the connectors clean. It keeps any you get any of that deterioration of the connectors, or there you can see they stay nice and clean, and they come on, come off easy, and there won't be any corrosion on there at all. as you go through water, and sometimes you get different types of metals and stuff like that. But you know, electricity does create corrosion on connectors, so you can see that. All right. Well, that's what I want to show you. I started working on the Banshee 750, so I'll start posting more vids. I've got a bunch of chrome pieces that I just got for it that have come in. I've actually had them in, so now I'm going to start doing a couple things on here. I'm going to start bolting on the chrome and improving a few things, and I'm going to get right and make some videos of this thing in action. I don't have many videos of this thing in action, but they are coming. So anyways, that's that. That's how I fix my rear tail light, LED tail light. And for those of you who actually are doing this on a ZX7R, you can apply the same principles I applied here. It's the same thing. So just use the waterproof connectors, and you may leave your pigtails a little longer. I like mine short for my application. And just on a side note also, being that these are LEDs, sometimes you might have to put a resistor on them, so that because sometimes it'll just blink as it was designed to do if your bulb went out, because these LEDs don't provide any resistance. It's very minimal resistance versus a incandescent bulb, and what happens is you'll get the fast blink syndrome. So sometimes you might have to add a resistor to each one, just so that your system can sense that the bulb's not burnt out. And it's not an open circuit. You know, it'll trick into thinking that there's something there lugging voltage. All right. Any questions or comments? Feel free to drop them down the line below. Go ahead, and if you want to rate and you want to subscribe, I've got more videos coming up. I got a few other projects going at one time, but I'm going to start focusing on the Banshee ZX7R. Hence Banshee Fever 750. Love this thing. All right, Banshee Fever 750 over and out. Talk to you guys soon.